everybody, Frankie Day here, Frankie Day Models. Okay, for you here I have a complimentary build along with my LV-1 LIGHTSHIP, my building boats. Right here, this is my 1959 XITC Pyro NANTUCKET LIGHTSHIP. Now if you're wondering behind my shoulder, but the one I'm working on, I'll put it to the side. I got some LEDs coming in. Reason why I'm on this one is I forgot I had my bunk room back there. It was tucked away in a small box like this. And it was in the corner over there, so no wonder I couldn't see it, because these masks come off. They come off because I was put LEDs through here. But I'm just going to make a static model out of this one because I don't want, this is a special model. Let me explain this to you. This over here on the LED out. This here is a 1959 and 1960 release. I think I got this back in 1960. I bought it down at Strong's hardware store. No, Strong's sporting goods store. They sold everything back in those days. They sold anywhere from jock straps to models, and bow and arrows and Daisy BB guns, and slingshots and buckshot BB guns, ammunition, 22s. And of course, you have to have your parents be there to buy a gun. They will not sell a carry BB gun. You gotta have your parents there. They got to sign a lot of paperwork out too. So it was pretty. Back in the days, everything was pretty well documented. That was the law. I bought this down there at Strong's. The kit came with a pre-painted water line. This kit here is the same one as the re-release Lindbergh kit that's out there today. This is a Lindbergh kit that's floating around today. Somehow they obtained the molds from Pyro and put it underneath their boxing, the NANTUCKET LIGHTSHIP. So this is back here ain't going to be NANTUCKET. It's going to be the Ambrose LIGHTSHIP. Now, what's so special about this model, not only because of its age, it's because of the way this is the first release of this kit. Here are the instructions that it came with it. Now you see that NANTUCKET on there? I'm looking at the monitor right there. It's spelled backwards, so that's beyond my control, guys. It's NANTUCKET here. I think you guys understand. There's emboldened lettering on this hull. Actually, it was raised, just like a real one is. No smooth. It's all been raised lettering on the hull. So what I did, I took masking tape. I took this. It took me about 5 hours to do this. Without a Hobby Lobby, I like this tape. This stuff's better than me. You get a lot more for your money out of this tape. This is modeler's masking tape. The same thing as the Tamiya tape you buy. Might be Tamiya too. I don't know, but it's good masking tape. I think it's Hobby Lobby stuff. And I just masked alongside the hole. I pressed real hard till I see the letters pop up. Because these letters, they're raised out like this. You got the raised sculptured lettering on there, so you can be able to paint it on there. But what I did not let it that, I just went ahead and put masking tape on there and really burnished it out till the letters outstanding popped out. I took them exactly right. I cut around the outline of the letters till it was all centered right there. I took some white. I think this is Mission Models. Mission Models flat white paint. I airbrushed the neck anthem of the GC. The instructions mention nothing about the coloring of the decals, no patterns at all. So there's no decals for this here like I do on the Lindbergh one. So everything has got to be painted on there. That's why I did. So the decals don't suggest all that stuff. That's one flaw of the decal sheet, because if anybody's got one of these old ones, like I can see I'm talking about, these instructions are very, very, very frail. They're starting to ripple a bit because I'm handling them, because I'm starting to assemble this thing. So today I gave the LV LIGHTSHIP a day off. I'm gonna start turning 200 tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do on it. I want to get those fair leads going on there. I want the veneer cardstock inside the pilot house in there, so it make a nice, an even job. Looks real nice and neat there. And I got the stepping platforms in it too, where the guys can step up and around. And I got a few more fittings on there. Back that I'm gonna build the mast. Then we'll go to the hull. That's gonna be fun, fun, fun. I said it's gonna be a Nantucket LIGHTSHIP day today. That's what it was. I've been on this thing since 7 o'clock this morning. I just knocked off on this thing about 40 minutes ago. I said that's enough. As far as the construction I got on this thing before I got back on it again, the hull was quickly done. All I did is I went ahead and airbrush mast off and painted the red oxide, the bottom portion of the hull, and left the black there, which was pre-painted already. And also I masked off from the top of black to top of here and airbrush. I used model masters on this. This was actually half of the thing. Half of this thing was actually built at my old house I had. I had no idea it was in my bunker back there. I see these big old mast stick up like that. So another one? God, I wish I'd have known that. I never brought that out of my stash pile. So it's good to have a 4, 5, or 6 of these LIGHTSHIPs, because pretty soon they ain't gonna make them no more. And they're a very nice model. I think they're the best models. It's one of the best that at the time Pyro was ever produced. ITC, that is. They had some good models back in those days, and I'm fortunate enough I have all those old ITC kits, and which are not licensed under Lindbergh, and also Revell, Germany. Let's see here. This is a LIGHTSHIP LV-112. The Nantucket. I think it was about 2 Nantucket LIGHTSHIPs that were built at the time. They had one in the station for a very, very long time, and they'll sail another one out to it to relieve it, and then pull up the anchor and go right back to port for dry docking and repainting it again. And that LIGHTSHIP would be a station for who knows how long. But they got about 2 or 3 of them out there. This one right here was bought, paid for by the White Star movie. 1936, 34, I think it was. Yeah, 1934. It was very foggy. I'm going to tell you something about North Atlantic at the Nantucket Shoals, Chicken Shoals, all through there. It's very, very foggy. Somehow it's the dew point out there is very, very low. It's because it's got a lot more shallower water out there and a lot more closer inland. And plus you got all that Canadian air coming up there. And you got the Gulf air coming like that. And you got a mixture, which is volatile air masses that mix together. And sometimes it causes a vapor, which is known as fog. Just like water falls to the ground and turns into a cumulus nimbus, a cloud. Well, these things are very easy. These things, the only thing, the great fear of a LIGHTSHIP sailor is being rammed. A lot of the LIGHTSHIP sailors were all Coast Guard. These things were Coast Guard vessels. They weren't a maritime commissioned, run by civilians. These things were United States Coast Guard commissioned lighthouse platforms manned by United States Coast Guard personnel. And most of them, a lot of them slept with their clothes on, like they did the merchant marines back in World War II when they went across the Atlantic, fearing being torpedoed. They had their clothes on at least to get off the ship really quick. So it's very dangerous. These things are very small. In particular, is the Nantucket LIGHTSHIP, the lighthouse vehicle 112, is 135 feet all the way from stern to stem, or stem to stern. How you do it. On top of the mast all the way down to the deck is 75 feet. This model is actually scaled with 196 scale. It's probably 1/8 scale. It's 196 scale, 1/8 scale, no matter how you want to slice the apple behind. Railroad HO scale. It's an 18-inch model. It's pretty good size. It's big. It's really big, and it leads and offers a lot of room for radio control and a lot of lights. With today's technology and electronics, Jesus, I'm telling you what you do with these things. I was on the internet doing a little research on this thing, and just looking around a little bit, just doing a little browsing, and I ran across a lot of radio controls. These guys got the Limper kits. You take these out and you just put new, they just convert to RC. So I think I this LIGHTSHIP down here, I got the one I just bought at Ollie's for what, $17, $16, something around there. Boy, that was a steal of a goddamn deal, man. eBay, those things run $50, and so that's going to be the radio control job right there. Right now, I want to finish up this 1959 LV-112 LIGHTSHIP. The NANTUCKET LIGHTSHIP, when I went through a couple of modifications through as the passage of time, this model displays her back in 1936 up to 1956 or 1955 when they changed over from coal fire to diesel. That's why they got rid of the big tall stack. This is a tall stack. So this is coal fired oil fire furnaces. And LIGHTSHIPs, they were the powered vessels, the powered LIGHTSHIPs like this one here. They always, at nighttime, if the ocean is really rough, I mean almost really rough seas, and they always lead out a little more chain if they can. That way they'll compensate with the ship. In other words, you have enough length of fathoms of chain there. Boom, you snap the chain right there, and that ship is just in the frontier of the ocean. And so, fortunately, now something like this can power its way out of it. You get the Trinity class LIGHTSHIPs in the United Kingdom. Those things, they're gone goose. They, like I say, they snap a chain right there, a mooring, get loose. They're the frontiers of the sea. The sea will take them anywhere. A lot of them were off stations up to 1,000 miles. They found some that floated up to Bermuda. I mean, a lot of them, they had to get towed back all the way to Bermuda back on station. And a lot of them out there are the good ones, out there by the sandbars out there in the United Kingdom. Oh, good gravy out there, I tell you that. If they ever snap their mooring there, they'd be up there, they'd fall afoul of the sandbars out there and actually just turn over. The sea will just tear it to pieces. And LIGHTSHIP's always the biggest hazard is more than anything, and LIGHTSHIP sailors, they'll come down with a good case of tinnitus. I mean, they're actually like dead, they're stone deaf. Because the foghorn, they say that this foghorn, to take out the decimals out of your ears, it's constantly, with every 30 seconds you turn it on for 3 seconds, you shut it off, and then 30 seconds comes on, you give it a blast for 3 seconds and lay off of it. It just keeps it going on, going on, and going on, and going on, going on, whatever it takes until the fog dissipates. Now, if that everything's all visual. And there's a lot of time that could be, when it comes to doing shifts work on these things, not very much can be done on it when you're in a station like that. It's mostly visual, observation. All these sailors had different qualifications. Some were radio operators, cooks. We had the deck, forward crew, and a lot of them more or less stood watch on the windlass watch, which is down below. It's not on top here, it's down below here. So we go down below the deck. Over here, the windlass is right down below in here. And they say it's very scary down there because you hear the creaking of the train, and boom, and that chain plus all that noise and the echoes in there, reverbs in there, reverberates in there. And it's very scary and not a death thing, just scary. A lot of guys stand watch down there about 4 hours or so. That's called an anchor watch. You got to stand an anchor watch. And you have guys stand watch on the forecastle. A lot of them walk around, roving watchmen. And you have your engine your black gang down below the engine room, maintaining the engines and keeping them in 100% operation, emergency operation in case If the ship breaks its mooring, you'd be able to steam back into the mooring and get enough time to hook up another chain and drop it over the side and keep it maintained. This model here is one of a kind. This is another one by Blue Jacket Shipcrafters. Same scale as this. And it seems like to me it's a pretty good model. That too is its vintage of that year, of 1936. The RMS Olympic, the sister ship of the Titanic, rammed lighthouse vehicle 117. I think 7 men were killed in that thing, and 11 men. And it was split right in half. She went down like a stone. Like I say, the thing is only 134 feet long. You got a big old monstrous Titanic. I mean, this tall, leaning and stuff like that, it's like hitting a rowboat. No damage at all to the Olympic. They just split it right in half. The stern went down, the bow went down, with the crew up the surface. They were rescued. And the White Star Line bought this here ship. And it was launched in 1936. And refitted back in 1956. It was stricken for the United States Coast Guard Register by 1985. 11 years before that, a lot of light ships were stricken by 1973 to 75. A lot of light ships were stricken from station. You're no longer using for it because they got these floating GPS stations now, which make perfect sense. But back in those days, they didn't have the technology of all that. So you had to put something out there for navigation. That's what light ships came to do. Now, if I was a light ship sailor, I'd steam on as a cook. Keep the food going all the time for the guys. Because from my understanding, these guys ate like submariners. Ate very good. You can see why, because it's very hazardous condition. When you're in something that's very hazardous condition, you got a little more benefits than anybody else has got. Because believe me, when you're about 50 to 100 miles off the coast of Nantucket or Boston or New York, you got to realize that's nothing but a freeway of ships coming and going. You got that fog coming like that, and you see this big old light ship where it's, oh shit, boom, T-bone, sunk and gone. This is a very nice model. It makes a very good model for a collector. You can do all kinds of things with this thing. You can build it right out of the box, paint it up, make it look pretty, and hang it up on your shelf. Enter a model contest as a static model, and the best thing of all, you can put lights in it. You can put a nice red light inside the wheel house there to give them red vision, or night vision, and have your lights up here, going on here. If you want little crew lights going like that, you can put lights down below here, even up in here too. For the collector in mind, like I say, this makes a very wonderful model to enjoy. It's a pleasure to put together. It's old. Now this is the first release. This thing just went together just by looking at it. Now Limburg here went together very well too. It wouldn't have very much flash on it, but sure, there's a lot of flash on it. But not very much, but just enough on there. Be sure you get that flash off and put together. No sweat. Okay. I think that's about all I have for you today for this Monday, July 4th. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 4th of July. I just heard some tragic news about a shooting. God, I tell you. I don't want to get into it, guys. I think everybody's feeling the pain of this one. But It's tragically sad. It's terrible. Man, I've never seen it in my life. Well, guys, that's about it for the Nantucket LIGHTSHIP. And for me, we have another video, number 7, coming up for the Billings LV LIGHTSHIP. I should have that. It was still with me Monday, Tuesday. By this Wednesday. This Wednesday I'll have a video. A lot done. I have a lot done by then. By that time, I'll probably be almost time to get on the hull and do some fiberglassing. Okay, that's about it, guys. Take care of yourselves. Make mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Take care of yourselves. Spend wisely. Stay focused when you drive. Beware of your surroundings. And God love you all. And have a very wonderful, safe 4th of July. And please, 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 again, as I repeated the other day on the LV-1 video, be careful of those fireworks. You got little ones out there, the kids love stuff like this. I know I did when I was a child. And we all do. It's fascinating to see the boom, 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 the flashy colors. But all that can cause a lot of problems if it's not supervised. So make sure your kids don't play with fireworks. And if you want to light a sprinkler, have them hold it, you light them, and once you go, and just be careful out there. Those things are mean. They can take off your fingers, they can take out your eyeballs. It's nasty business if it's not exercised with care. So please do so. Okay, this is Frankie Day Models signing off. We'll catch you guys on the next video. So number 7, be close to that. Got number 4. Yeah, number 7 coming up for you this Wednesday. So stay close to that, guys. And God bless you guys. Love you, fellas. And please take care.